Hello students. In this class today we are going to discuss about the Newton's second law, and we will discuss that the Newton's second law is the real law of motion because by using the Newton's second law we can derive both the first law and third law. Then let us start. Newton's second law is the real law of motion. Students, as we all know that the Newton's second law is F is equal to ma, force is equal to mass into acceleration, and using this second law we will prove that second law can be used to verify the first law as well as third law. Then let us verify the first law using the second law. Now, students, as we know about the first law, first law states that if a body is in a state of rest, then it will be in rest. If a body is in a state of motion, then it will be in the state of uniform motion until and unless an external force is applied. It means that if F external is 0, then velocity of body will be constant. Constant means velocity of body is constant means velocity of body will not change. If the body is in the state of rest, then it will be in rest, and if the body is in a state of motion, then its velocity will be constant. That means we can write acceleration will be 0, or you can also say initial velocity is equal to the final velocity. If initial velocity is 0, then final will also be 0. If initial is something, some value, then that will be equal to the final. Then clearly we can say in the second law, if there is no external force, then the velocity of body remain constant. Then let us use the second law of motion. You can write the second law, F is equal to ma, and first law states that F external should be equal to the 0. If you put here F external is equal to 0, if at the place of F we substitute 0, what we'll get? You will get ma is equal to 0, and acceleration is equal to v minus u by t. You all know acceleration is equal to v minus u by t, which is equal to 0. From this equation you can write t will be 0. If you multiply here, you can write v minus u is equal to 0, and you will get v will be equal to the u. This shows that the initial velocity will be equal to the final velocity. It means there is no change in velocity, means acceleration is 0, and this is our second law. Then in this way we can verify the first law of motion using the second law. Now let us discuss how we can verify the third law of motion using the second law. Students, to verify the third law using second law, as we all know that in the third law there is a requirement of contact, or you can say when two bodies are in the contact, then there is a discussion of third law. Then consider there is a collision of two bodies, body 1 and body 2, and the force experienced by 1 is F1 and force experienced by 2 is F2. Then we can write F1 is equal to dP1 upon dt. This means rate of change of momentum. This is the second law, rate of change of momentum, dP1 by dt. Let the time interval between these two collisions is delta t, or dt, you can write dt. And force experienced by second F2 is also dP2 by dt. dP2 by dt means change in momentum of the second body. Now, if we find the net change in the momentum, net change in momentum means total change in momentum, dP by dt is equal to dP1 by dt plus dP2 by dt. This is the total change in the momentum. But students, the conservation of momentum states that for isolated system the total change in momentum remains conserved. It means initial momentum is equal to the final momentum, and you can write there is no net change in the momentum. That's why this total change in the momentum will be equal to the 0, and you will write dp1 by dt is equal to minus dp2 by dt, and from here you can substitute this value of dp1 by dt and dp2 by dt. This is the f1 is equal to minus f2, and this states that the f1 is equal to f2. These two forces are equal in magnitude, and here minus sign denotes that they are opposite in direction. And the third law states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Then f1 is equal to the f2, and negative sign denotes here that f2 is in the opposite direction. And this is the third law of motion, which is verified using the second law. And then in this way, in our next class we will start our next topic, and that is the free body diagram. Okay, then thank you students, thank you for watching.